Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sociology 404 Topics in Sociology Intro to Statistics for the Social Sciences. Long title. So we'll just call it Statistics. Okay, so that's what this class is, statistics, right? And we want to put it in the context of the social sciences because you guys are all sociology students. Um, so in this video, I just want to give you an introduction to the class as well as to me. I already know most, if not all of you, but my name is Brendan Wilson. Teach all of the math classes here at Simmons. We've been trying to introduce the statistics class for a long time. So this will be the first full-fledged statistics class that's not an independent study. Um, of course, it'll be similar to an independent study since it's all online, but I'll be making full-fledged lecture videos, so it will be a full course. Okay. So what I want to do is take you through Canvas because we all are new to Canvas. Also, um, well, before I do that though, a little bit more about me. I, um, like I said, I teach all of the math classes here. I'm over the math and science classes. Um, if you've taken the other math classes, you'll have already had me, or if you're going to take Math 101 in the future, you'll have me then. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's go. Right here, I'm gonna make myself small here. So this is kind of how the lecture videos will work too. I'll have myself in the corner here so you can see me talking, and then I'll be writing on the rest of the screen. Okay, so this part's just my recording part. When I minimize, it goes away. Okay. So this is our Canvas course. So if you go to I think when you go into Canvas, you'll start on your dashboard here. Okay. So this is what your dashboard should look like. This is what mine looks like. You'll probably just have one category because you're not publishing any courses. And then all of your courses will be right here. So this is ours. And alternatively, you can just go to courses and then you can click on our course right here without going to your dashboard. Okay. So you'll see most of this stuff, not all of it, but this is where we start. We have, this is our first discussion question for the week. And then this is our syllabus. Okay. So let's go ahead and if you click on the link here, it will download the Word document and then you can view it in Word, or you can just preview it like I'm going to do right here, and that'll open it up. Okay. So so here's my name and all my information. My email is bwilson@simmonscollegeky.edu. I also have a Yahoo email address, which is bmw11494@yahoo.com. If I email you right now, it'll probably be from that email because all of my Simmons emails are going to spam. Okay. My office is Steward 212. Now, I don't necessarily expect most of you to even see my office this semester because, we're doing this online as much as we can. Now, I am willing to meet in my office for one-on-one office hours in person. Okay. I am not right now planning to hold times where I'm going to be there necessarily. I'm not sure what the faculty is doing in regards to that. So when I find out, I'll update it. But as of right now, I'm planning to do it by appointment. But I mean, just let me know. I'm perfectly fine coming in to meet you. I just don't necessarily know if I'm going to be, in my office taking walk-ins ever. But we can set up an appointment and make that work. Okay. And we can also always do video calls one-on-one. There's a way for us to do that right in Canvas. We can do that via Zoom, however you would like. And yeah, I'm always going to be available to do that as long as I'm not in another class or something, just within reason, like normal business hours. Okay. So yeah, this is Sociology 404, Statistics for the Social Sciences. Okay, 3 credits, like most of our classes. Prerequisites. So what am I going to expect you to know coming in? Well, I definitely am going to expect you to at least know the material in Math 099. Okay. So that includes stuff like I listed it right here: arithmetic, basic algebra, solving linear equations, integers, fractions, decimals, percentages, exponents, roots, polynomials, basic graphs. Not all of this will be important to us, but this is the stuff that's required or that's covered in that class. Okay, it's like a basic foundation of mathematics. So I will expect you to have at least known this stuff. If you want to talk about that more, we can. I know most of you. I know there's only 4 people in the class so far, and like I know at least a few of you. Um, if not everybody, I don't recognize everybody by name, but I might have met you at some point. But I know I've had a few of you too, so I'm sure most of us are like fine with the prereqs. Um, it also would be helpful if you would have taken Math 101 already. That's more of just like having more mathematical experience. We won't necessarily be using stuff from that class. If you took Math 101 when it was still college algebra, because now it's everyday math. But if you took it when it was still college algebra, that would be even more useful because we talked about linear graphs like the y equals mx plus b stuff, and that kind of stuff will be very helpful to us in this class later when we do linear regression, which is one of the most important topics in statistics. So this course is primarily going to cover beginning and intermediate topics in statistics. What I want to do is give you a broad survey of statistics. We're not going to go too deep into anything. Instead, we're going to go deep. Well, we're not going to go too deep into everything. We're going to go deep into a few things and then give a more broad overview of everything. So we're going to cover to some degree everything in this book, but some things we'll go into more details with than others. Okay. And of course, we're going to look at the applications of sociology as well. So the student learning outcomes here, these are the kind of things coming out of this class I'll expect you, I'll hope that you will be able to do. So these are like the kind of things I'll be looking for on tests and homework assignments, like the kind of questions I'll ask you to test to see if we accomplish those goals. The credit hour policy, this is standard on every syllabus. Schedule. So this is probably the most important part of this because, this is an online course. For a lot of you, I'm sure this is like the first online course you've taken if you haven't gone to another school other than Simmons, since this is like the first online course we're offering, other than like the second half of last semester. So I know it'll be an adjustment. Specifically, I know, we're usually used to just going to class, going home and doing homework, coming back to class, but we don't really have that schedule to keep anymore. You're kind of more in charge of your own schedule now, which can be challenging. So I've kind of just laid out for you here what you should kind of check off and do every week. So every Monday and Wednesday, I will post pre-recorded videos to YouTube, and they'll be linked on Canvas, embedded in Canvas, so you can just watch them right on there, of pre-recorded lecture videos totaling about 1 hour. Okay, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but just like class, right? Class is about an hour, 15 minutes. And the other 15 minutes will come from step 2. So I'll post the videos to YouTube. Then on Mondays and Wednesdays, time TBD, because we don't actually have a set class time, so we'll need to talk about that. I'll host a I'll host a watching of the video for us to watch together. In Canvas, I'll show you here. We can go over to conferences, and I can make a conference and invite all of you guys, and we can watch the video together in Canvas. So then as we're watching it, if you have a question right there, you can raise your hand. I think there's a raise hand button, or you can just, interrupt and say like, I have a question. And I'll pause the video and then I can answer your question right there. So I can write on the screen and answer it just as I would in class. Okay. So I think this is kind of the best of both worlds rather than recording the lecture live. I think it's easier for me to just record it ahead of time. And um, if we watch it together, then you still get that opportunity to ask me questions about whatever you want. Okay. So this will not be expected. It is optional because I know it is going to be hard to expect everybody to meet up at the same time when we're online and we don't have a set class time. So, if you don't come and watch the video live with us, like that's fine. You just would need to then watch it. Make sure you watch it on your own. By the end of the week, it will be expected that you will have watched it. Um, if you fall behind or whatever, that it's not the end of the world. It would just be on you to be responsible for that and make up that material and watch it as soon as possible. Okay. Now, in terms of the time, you know, I guess what I'll probably do is post like a discussion question or a survey or something, and I'll link to it in an announcement to kind of see when everybody is available. I would prefer to keep it on Mondays and Wednesdays, but we could do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, I I would like right now, like I said, there's only 4 of us, so hopefully it'll be okay to find like a time where everybody can meet. If you're not expecting to do this at all, like if you don't have any interest in watching the videos live and you just want to watch them on your own time, that's perfectly fine. And you can just like email me questions or we can chat one on one. Um, if that's the case, then don't feel like you need to post your times. Um, but if you're interested in this, then you can post the times you'll be available, and I'll try to find a time where the most people can meet. Hopefully, everybody. Okay. Um, and if nobody shows up, like, just like in normal class, if nobody shows up, which happens with small classes like this, I'll probably wait like around 15 minutes, and hang out in there, until, leaving the conference. Okay. So during the week, then I will post an assignment for the week. It'll just be basically homework problems. Um, with math in general, it's really important for you to do the problems on your own. And this is like, this is a 400 level class, but at the same time, like, and I think you all are 400 level students, meaning like your upperclassmen in sociology, like juniors and seniors. Um, but it's not really like a 400 level math class. Um, it's kind of like in this weird limbo because it's just like in the topics and sociology course because it doesn't have its own defined course. Whereas normally it might not be a 400 level class, which is just to say like you'll get more homework and work in general than you would in like Math 101, but maybe not as much as you would in a typical 400 level class. Um, but you'll definitely get a good amount of problems because it's really important that you do problems on your own in order to really solidify this material. Because math is really a subject where you need to practice on your own. Okay. I kind of like to relate it to music. Like if you are learning to play guitar, it's not. It's only going to do so much for you if the teacher stands up there and teaches you about the chords and shows you how to play the chords. You really need to practice the chords on your own, right? Same way with math. Like I can show you how to do the problems and tell you how to do the problems, but it's really only going to help if you do the problems yourself and make sure that you're able to do them. Okay. And don't get discouraged if the problems are hard. Um, a lot of learning comes in the struggle through a problem. Like in my classes, I typically get like 1 or 2 problems and just struggle with them for like 10 hours or so because that's where we do most of our learning is in that struggle. Like, okay, maybe I'll try this. All right, it didn't work, but why didn't it work? All right, well, then because it didn't work like this, maybe I need to adjust it like this much and try it this way. It still didn't work. Why? right? And that's how we do our learning. So don't get discouraged if it's not coming right away. You just got to work at it. Okay. So, how you submit the assignments, you can submit it on Canvas or via email. You can type your answers. You can write them on a sheet of paper and scan it, or take a picture of it. I'll be very flexible in how you submit it because I know it's a weird semester. You can submit it at my office. I'm not going to require you to, or even necessarily encourage you to. It's easier to just, if everybody's doing it in one place. Okay. But because you are submitting online, I'm not necessarily going to send back a corrected version every time because that's very difficult to do online. Instead, what I'm going to do is it's going to be graded like credit or no credit. As long as you're reasonably attempting the problems, you'll get credit for them. But in terms of feedback, I'll just give you the feedback if you request it. I won't send you back the corrected version. And what I prefer to do is just video chat with you or in person or whatever, and just go over the homework verbally. Okay. Rather than like typing out corrections for it, because like I said, it's hard to do online. But I can do it if I need to. I just don't want to do it for everybody on every assignment. And then this shouldn't say at the end of the week, it should say at the beginning of the week, there will be a discussion question for you to answer. So it'll be a question that lets you further explore one of the topics we talked about that week. Further details, of course, will be posted every week. I posted the first one already. I'll go over there and show you guys what that looks like. But in general, you'll be required to make one post and comment on at least one other person's post. Okay. And I'll make a post every week too. You won't be able to see the post until you reply. So you can't just like copy what I said. But I'll make a post every week too. And you can feel free to reply to me if like nobody else has replied, or you just like feel like you have something to say to me but not somebody else. It's fine if you reply to me. Okay. And I know this is a small class too. So like if like 3 people fall behind and only one person gets the discussion in that week, then you don't have anybody to reply to. So you'll always be able to reply to me if you need to. There will be extra credit points given if you give more replies with substance. So that means if like you're actually like giving more math knowledge or whatever knowledge about the question, not just like I agree, thanks, you're welcome, right? Like that wouldn't be something that would get extra credit or credit in the first place. Okay. We'll be using introductory statistics on OpenStax, so you can just click this link here and it takes you right to the book. Right, and you can see our table of contents. It's a pretty long book, and we're gonna look at at least some of every chapter, but we're not gonna go through every single topic in every single chapter. Like chapter 10, for example, we'll just kind of do a like touch the surface of it because it's related to chapter 9. But then there will be a few key chapters where we really go in detail, like like the second half of chapter 2, like 4 and 5 we'll barely cover. We'll just briefly mention. 6 we'll look at in detail, but it is short. 7 we'll just touch on. 8 we're going to look at in detail. 9 we're going to look at in detail. And 12 we'll definitely look at in detail. Okay. So we'll look at every chapter, but how much of each one we look at, it depends. Like chapter 1, we'll kind of just breeze through because there's no math in it. It's just a lot of definitions and preparing us for the stuff that's to come. So we'll just kind of do a broad survey over that, get the key definitions out of the way, and then move into the math. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Office hours you talked about. Contacting me, you can message me in Canvas or send me an email. Email's probably the best way. Canvas will be essential since we're in an online class now. Canvas is where everything's going to happen. So make sure you familiarize yourself with it. there will be a project. This will be the main way we look at the applications of sociology. Because as I'm sure you know or have figured out, I'm not a sociologist. So I really can't give you applications to sociology every step of the way. Instead, the main applications are going to be from a project. And I don't know exactly what the project is going to be yet, so I'll announce the details at a later date. I need to talk to Dr. C about it, which I haven't even told her yet, but I need to talk to her about it to make sure that I get the sociology side of things right. Okay. I want to talk to her to see, like, to make sure that I'm really giving you a project that would be applicable to sociology, because she would know, since she's done research in sociology. Homework we already talked about. So here's our tentative schedule. You can see, like, all right, our first video will be on Wednesday, and then we're only going to spend a couple of days on chapter 1, 4 days on chapter 2, 3 on chapter 3. Chapter 4 and 5, we're only going to spend a half a day on each. And then, like, chapter 7, we'll spend a half a day on. Chapter 6, we're actually going through thoroughly, but it's not very long. Etc. This will have to be adjusted a little bit because I don't think we have class on November 25th. I think that's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And then we're breaking before Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, all you'll have to do is your exam. Exams will be done through Canvas. So you can do that, like, right away. We could have class on Monday. Then you could, after class, go do your exam and then just be done if you want and not have to worry about it after Thanksgiving. So this will have to be adjusted a little bit. I was planning to do chapter 13 that day, so hopefully we still get to chapter 13. Worst case scenario, I'll still make the lecture video of it that I was going to and just not require it, just in case anybody's interested. Because I know a lot of you are taking this class. It's like this class is not a requirement necessarily for Simmons. It's like a requirement if you're planning to go to grad school or something like that. So it's more out of interest or future aspirations. So even if it's optional, I'll make sure that you have access to that information if you want to learn it on your own. Okay. The grade distribution, exams will be worth 30%, homework is 40, discussions are 10, project is 20. Okay. So discussions plus homework is 50%, exams plus the project is the other 50%. So if you just turn in everything, do all the homework, do all the discussions, you're already at 50%, which is almost passing. Okay. As long as you don't get zeros on the projects and exams, then you're already passing the class. Okay. And you guys are all, like I said, like, good sociology students. I know, like, juniors and seniors, you've been in the program for a while, so I anticipate most of you being about up at the A's and the B's range. And I'll adjust the grading scale if we need to. Like, if I need to lower A to be like an 85%, we'll just see how the points play out at the end. The rest of this is just pretty standard syllabus stuff. A lot of it doesn't even apply this semester since we're mostly online. So let me take you to the discussion question. So right now, if you click home, you'll come to the syllabus and then the course summary with the discussion question. If you can either click on that or you can just go to discussions and then it's pinned up here. So that week's discussion will always be pinned. And then you can see I gave you like a little introduction about discussion questions in general. So you can take a look at that. And then you can go ahead and look at what the discussion question for this week is. It's just like basically introducing yourself and discussing your experience with math so far. So you can read that and give your reply. I'll give my reply, within a couple of days here. And yeah, that'll be it until Wednesday. And then we'll try to organize a time where we can watch it together. We might not be able to for this first one, depending on how long everybody takes to reply. But hopefully by next week at least, we'll be able to get organized so that we can watch that lecture video together. Okay. I'll post in the announcements where to find the lecture video because I haven't posted a video yet, so I don't know where it's going to appear. But I'll post it in the announcements. You see, I haven't made any, so you can't actually see this yet, but you will be able to. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. So just let me know if you have any questions. If it's something you think everybody might benefit from knowing, feel free to put it in the discussion page. Even if it has nothing to do with that week's discussion, that's fine. And if not, you can just email me, and that's fine too. I'll just answer you one on one. And yeah, hope you guys are having a good first week. And we'll be in touch soon. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the live watching of the lectures. But yeah, I'll see you guys.